Elias had always been warned about the locked door in his grandmother's house. She never let anyone near it, always telling him.
Some things are better left alone.
She'd repeat this with a distant look in her eyes, as if remembering something she'd rather forget. But now, with his grandmother gone and the house passed down to him, Elias couldn't resist his curiosity. That door had haunted his thoughts ever since he was a child. On his first night alone in the house, Elias finally gave in. With the house silent and the shadows deepening in the corners, he made his way down the narrow hallway to the door. He tried the handle. It was locked, just as he expected. But hanging on a hook beside it, almost as if it were waiting for him, was an old iron key. His grandmother had hidden this key from him his entire life, and now it was just there. He hesitated, feeling a sudden urge to turn back. But the silence of the house seemed to pull him in, almost like it was breathing, waiting. Slowly, he took the key, slid it into the lock, and turned. With a heavy click, the door swung open. A damp, musty smell hit him, like earth and rot. His flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing steep stairs leading down to what looked like a hidden basement. Elias hadn't even known the house had a basement. Feeling a chill run down his spine, he took a cautious step down, then another, until he was descending into the unknown, his heart pounding with each step. At the bottom, his flashlight revealed a small, cramped room with stone walls and a dirt floor. There, in the center of the room, was a single wooden chair. Leather straps were attached to the arms and legs of the chair, and the wood was dark, almost black in places. He shuddered, realizing the stains looked like dried blood. Suddenly, he felt cold, as if something were breathing down his neck. A faint sound reached his ears, a soft scraping noise coming from the far corner of the room. Elias swung his flashlight over, his hands trembling. In the corner, a shadow shifted, then something moved. A figure was hunched over, barely visible in the darkness, its back turned to him. Its hair was matted and wild, and it was scraping at the wall with bony claw-like fingers. Elias stammered, his voice barely a whisper. The figure froze, its head slowly tilting, listening. Then, in a jerky, unnatural motion, it turned its head all the way around, staring at him with hollow, black eyes. Its mouth opened in a grin, too wide and unnatural, like a dark, twisted smile. The figure started crawling toward him, its movements slow and deliberate, scraping its nails along the dirt as it advanced. Elias stumbled back, panic surging through him, but his feet felt rooted to the floor. The figure moved closer, its eyes locked onto his, that horrid grin widening, revealing teeth that seemed sharper than they should be. In a hoarse, whispery voice, it said,
"You shouldn't have come here."
His hand fumbled for the staircase, and he bolted up the stairs, his flashlight flickering as if it were struggling to stay on. Reaching the top, he slammed the door shut and locked it, his heart racing. But just as he turned to run, he heard it, the faint sound of nails scraping slowly from the other side of the door. And then a whisper, so soft he could barely hear it.
"I know you're still there."
He backed away, his mind racing. He called the police, but they found nothing in the basement except the old chair, still strapped down and empty. They assured him no one could have been there. But each night since, as he tries to sleep, Elias hears it, the faint, scratching sound on the other side of that door. And every time he passes it, he can feel the figure's eyes on him, waiting,